Well, it's a beautiful day in St. Joe, Michigan, and we're glad you've joined us here today. And today's show is featuring this beautiful residential property in St. Joe, right on the banks of the St. Joe River. Mark Linton, you had a special connection with this property and continue to have that connection as you've remade the look here in the front.
Oh my goodness. You know, goes back several years ago. They first met Kim and her husband. And I think the common bond was golden retrievers. I'm a golden retriever number 5, and I've lost count how many she's up to. But yes, both have a fondness for golden retrievers as well as landscaping.
Yeah, well, we'll catch up with Kim, the homeowner, here in just a little bit. But she is totally ecstatic about what's happened out here, and she'll tell us that one of her favorite of all things that you've done out here, Mark, are the roses.
Oh my goodness.
Just part of what you've done, right?
Yes, yes.
Tell us about some of the other things going on here, can you?
Well, this is a year-round home with access to Lake Michigan, and we've designed this so we've got spring blooming, summer blooming, fall color, and equally important is winter interest. And so there's always something going on around here. Just last week, the dogwood finished blooming, which anchors the corner here. And oh my goodness, put on an amazing show. Directly behind us, Craig, this is actually a Japanese maple that we've trained into an espalier shape, and it's perfect for fanning out up against that stone wall. What I like is how this burgundy pulls out the burgundy colors in that stone.
Yeah, I was telling our producer, Gary, I think that's one of the most striking of all elements here.
It is. It's one of our wows.
Yeah, I love it.
Right here in front of you, our gold thread cypress, beautiful color contrast with the burgundy Japanese maple. And then the stone ground cover is actually a man-made stone. It's called stonebark nuggets, and it's for homeowners that want the look of a bark ground cover but don't want to have the maintenance, and so it looks like fresh new bark 24/7, and you're actually going to get about 20 years worth of use out of it.
Yeah, very good. And you've got that ground cover going on, and the barrier beneath it. You're not going to see any weeds coming up here at all, are you?
You know, nothing's quite 100%,
right.
But there isn't anything any lower maintenance than the type of weed barrier that we use. Another thing I'd like to share with the viewers out there is the paving brick edging that we put in here. A lot of work and effort went into that. It really sets off the beds quite nicely. And then we also coordinated the colors not only with the stonebark ground cover, but the exterior of the home. You see kind of the same range of colors in that paving brick.
And the pavers here, the sandstone, Kim loves those, doesn't she?
You know what? Instead of walking all the way around the landscape bed, this gives the homeowners and the guests a little shortcut, a little garden path through the landscape.
Yeah, yeah. You don't like straight lines, do you? You like a little bit of motion, and you got it going on here.
Well, thanks for noticing. You know, homes are full of straight lines, and so we like to soften it with curves.
You've done that.
And you know, it's kind of a nice contrast, and also it makes it for ease of mowing. If you think about how this just flows around here, you know, you can either push mow or be on a riding lawnmower, no tight corners.
Yeah, yeah. Talk a little bit more about what's going on. Can
Well, right here in front of us, we're featuring some of our knockout roses, and Craig, they're incredible. They live up to their name. And they are blooming nonstop all spring, summer, and fall. And my nursery manager actually had staff count the number of blooms that they put out per season, and we stopped counting once we reached over 2,000.
My goodness. Well, this is quite an entry, and you've got a little anchor going on here as well, don't you?
Yeah, thanks for noticing. This is a little dwarf tree hydrangea. Starts blooming about midsummer and continues to bloom into the fall. Nice little miniature tree here, not going to get huge, accents the corner of the garage. And then just getting ready to put on a nice show. If you look closely here, you can see all these flower buds. Another one of Kim's favorite. We've got beautiful daisies here, and they bloom all throughout the summertime.
Well, speaking of Kim, it might be a good thing to maybe bring her on in just a little bit. But before we do that, let's go over to the front here, the very front. Can we do that?
Okay, let's go.
Right. Well, Mark, talk about curb appeal. This is really stunning out here. I love it. And it has that feel, doesn't it, of living on water.
Of course.
Yeah.
We wanted kind of a nautical look and feel. And this is not only a focal point for the front yard. Craig, we had our biggest challenge ever.
What was
right
that?
here.
What was that? What could it be? Come on, tell me.
Directly behind you is this 4-foot by 4-foot utility box, which unfortunately came with the lot here, but we figured out a way that we could totally disguise this and turn this into a beautiful focal point here.
You've disguised it. You've done a nice job.
Well, thank you.
Wow. Well, tell us about some of the other things going on out here, can you?
Well, with this island bed, we've got a beautiful birch tree here. I love kind of the swaying movement that we're seeing here in the breeze. A nice showy white bark. And then on the viewer's right over here, this is a hybrid blue spruce called a Fat Albert blue spruce. And it's one of our dwarf, compact, slow-growing blue spruce that maintains that premium blue color 12 months out of the year.
Wow, and I know Kim enjoys that. She has talked so much about the color. But I think what she really enjoys about what you've done is the fact that she can maintain this herself. She tells us she's not as young as she used to be, right?
Well, aren't we all? So, no, the goal was definitely low maintenance.
Yeah, well, you've done a great job with that. And we want to bring on Kim now and let her tell us a little bit more about her beautiful property here in St. Joseph, Michigan. Well, Kim joins us now from beautiful St. Joe, Michigan. Kim, so good to see you. You have a beautiful home.
Thank you, thank you. I'm pretty proud of it.
I love your view right out the front here. Can you describe it for the folks at home?
We're right on the St. Joe River, and I am looking right out. There's a little island out there that we like to boat out to, and my son will do some fishing off the island, but I can sit right here on my beautiful porch, and we can look right out there, and it's just positively gorgeous.
You know, they say people that live on water live longer. Do you believe that?
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. This is the most, I feel like I'm on vacation every day. I love it.
Well,
And then,
yeah, Mark's made this a paradise for you, hasn't
Made this a
it?
paradise.
What did the place look like? And it's a newer home, obviously, but when you first moved in, you first built the home, what did it look like back then?
We are 3 years now into the house, and when I first met Mark, this was all mud. No grass, no flowers, no nothing. I had a house with a yard full of mud. And I said, Mark, what can you do with it? And Mark would come out. He'd ask me a bazillion questions like what I like to do for hobbies and what my favorite colors were. And
Wait. That has nothing to that has nothing to do with this, right?
And come to find out, he was building a profile of me so that he knew what kind of flowers.
So he was sneaky, wasn't he?
He was. We got real close. I mean, yeah. But he asked me, like favorite flowers. And I told him I'm getting up there in age too. So I didn't want to have anything that I had to take a lot of care of. I wanted it to come. My husband has a joke that when plants see me coming, they run because I kill everything. So I told Mark I wanted something easy to take care of. I wanted something that would come back year after year after year. And I've got this is the prettiest house in the entire marina.
Well, there are beautiful homes out here, and I would have to agree with you, Kim. This is beautiful. And your favorite of all, would you have to say, would it be the roses?
The roses and the daisies are my favorite. Obviously, the daisies aren't up yet, but daisy and rose are my two favorite flowers. And I can't get over these roses. I have never seen so many rose blooms in my life. They are fantastic.
Now, not only does Kim enjoy the beauty here, but your neighbors even have their own favorites from Linton's, right?
My neighbors do. They stop by constantly telling me how much they love my yard and how pretty it is. And one of their favorites is the Japanese maple up there against the far wall. We had this big there's supposed to be a window there. We had this big wall there, and I said, Mark, what can you do with it? And this Japanese maple showed up, and it's the absolute most perfect thing for that spot.
Kim, I know the feeling is mutual. Mark really has enjoyed working out here. You guys are you've become like best buddies, haven't you?
Gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, yes. I send him texts all the time with, hey, look, check out this flower. Look at this picture. Look how pretty this is.
I do the same thing, yeah, and Mark wants to make a presentation here, Kim.
Oh, thank you. These are absolutely fantastically gorgeous. which doesn't surprise me because Litton's does the most beautiful flower arrangements I have ever seen. And you don't know this yet, but I have a daughter getting married, and we're going to come talk to you about some wedding flowers.
Well, just wanted to thank you and your husband for this opportunity, not only to work for you, and it's been multiple projects over the years, but also allowing us to feature your home and share with all the viewers out there.
Please come back. I love to show it off. It's so pretty.
Well, Kim, thank you so much. And I just want to give you a little hug here, too. You're a wonderful lady, and we really appreciate your inviting us out here today.
Thank you. Anytime. Come back anytime.
All right, very good.
Come back in the fall and see how pretty it is in the fall.
We might do that. St. Joe, Michigan, a beautiful place to visit, and we've got a whole lot more coming up on the program. Stay with us. We'll be right back.